Can you hear me now? Audio. Are you okay? Good morning, Thursday morning, 8 o'clock. We have a floater this morning, very nice. Number one question, how is the audio? We have a completely restructured, completely new audio setup this morning. It might need a bunch of futzing around. So let me know if it's audible, one, if it's distorting, whatever. You sound like you're in the bathroom. What we should get is the sound of me now in this large room, I think. If we have a horrible echo, I don't know. Not distorting, kind of quiet. The level is okay because I can boost it a couple of different ways here. Also, what I need to know is there's the delay. We had a delay on the audio before. Is it matching? Are we close to the real sound? Sync seems good. Not distorting. We get a bit of fan noise. Yeah, there's hiss. The fans are kicking in. Okay, good. So we can go with this. We can finally get some work done. Audio. Sounds like there's a tap running in the background. It could be two things. It's the external air conditioner on the department store down the street, or it's the fans. There's the air conditioner kicking in. Okay, good. We also have something else I can try with the audio, because what we're doing now, which we weren't doing before, we are now finally able to run audio through the cameras. This wasn't possible before. We are now running audio through this camera, and that means also I have audio on the outside camera. At the moment it's turned to 0 because I didn't want too much background noise, but I could. Let's try and see what happens. I will now apply some of the audio from the outside camera. That maybe just adds too much noise, or it gives a good street ambience. I have no idea. Try talking softly and we'll see if we can hear you or not. What I should try doing is doing some work here, but whatever. But I'll leave it like this. Let me know what's happening. If it turns out that the outside's too noisy, I can cut it down. That's right, the fire truck. Yes. So let's get some work done here. Audio. What's this? The missing table edge near the barren skin. What's up here? Oh yeah, that's right. Might not have been extended on at least one block. Let's have a look. This block, that's the barren skin, so we don't need that area. This block, it's the blue lilac. We don't need it here. Let's have a look. This block, it seems that area has been put into the background. Well, maybe it shouldn't be, but for the moment, let's leave it there and see what happens. And this one, it is on the table. Okay, so I think what we've got here, good. We've got it on two blocks. One place where it should be, this block, and one place where it probably shouldn't be, this one. For the nonce, I will leave it there because it's very easy to rip it off later, and we'll see. At the moment, we're going to get a double. I hesitate to cut it off now because I'm not quite sure where. But once we do a test print, we will be able to see the line of that extended table, and we can then cut this off. So thanks for catching that. Thank you, very good. And it's not on the key block, and there's no way I'm going to go back on the key block now and put a black line in that point. I don't remember. Did John put it there? I just missed it. It's possible. Whatever. Well, good, thanks for that. If it had been not on any of the blocks, we would have had a horrible white space there. The fact that it's on 2 blocks means we are safe. We can catch that as we go forward. Thank you, thank you, thank you, whoever was that. We'll pick up exactly where I left off. If I keep my head out of the way, that's the light. There's a light directly above my head shining down on the block, but unfortunately it's going to get blocked. So should I turn down the outside sound? What? It's up to you. You tell me what I should do. Leave it or turn it down. Paper's out. Yes, Day-chan's paper is out. There's one printer coming here today, Day-chan. Ishikawa-san will be here tomorrow. So paper is out. Thank you. It's not a normal part of our affairs these days. There's so few printers who come here to do their work now. So. How's your Japanese? I'm somebody saying too loud, somebody's saying it's perfectly balanced. I don't know. Like John said, we'll see when the first fire engine goes by. Yeah, we'll see. It's not a garbage day today. Actually, it is. I forgot. Actually, today is cans and bottles. They don't come and pick up in front of each building. They pick up down the block towards where we see them. They come about 9 o'clock or so, I think. I forgot to put mine out. I was too busy futzing with this audio thing. So we might hear them from here or might not. I don't know. Okay, then. Off we go. With the emergency lifted in Tokyo, it hasn't made any difference at all whatsoever. It means the pachinko parlors are all back in business. The bars and restaurants, of course, are free to do what they want. The sex shops down the street, they never stopped anyway. The guys, the touts outside were running all the time. It's not going to affect us at all. We are legally allowed to open, but we are not. There's no reason we should open at all. There are no customers here. The country is still closed. Nobody can come. I mean, there's no airline, almost no airlines running back and forth. I think visitors who come have to do a 2-week in their hotel room or something. I don't know the rule. Currently, it changes all the time. We're staying closed. There's nothing. We are staying closed. What's of much more relevance to us and much more interest to us is the postal situation. We are waiting for the announcement from the post offices that they will, start accepting mail. At the moment, there's 119 countries. It changed this morning. We got an update this morning from the postal system. I have their RSS feed, of course, booked into my system. And eagerly this morning, I went to the post office website, saw there was an update. It says we have opened up some of the countries that were previously closed. Cayman Islands, something, I forget. And then it said India. I was really happy. I wrote to Cameron right away. I know we got a bunch of orders from India that are waiting. And then you read the little fine print. It says, we are now accepting sea mail for India. Like, thank you. So that's the one we're waiting for, the postal system. As far as, here on the ground, as far as we're concerned, the shop is just basically history. It's just something we used to do. It's not relevant to our lives anymore. We're just getting on with other work. That's not the shoe lady. We should have had this when the shoe lady used to be here. Are the shops on Nakamise Dori still closed? I don't know. I went for a walk yesterday, actually. I went for a walk yesterday afternoon, late yesterday afternoon. It's something I've been curious about and concerned about. I know the many shops around here are, just normal shops, whatever, for daily life. The Nakamise, Shin Nakamise, the shopping center street behind me, it's full of stuff like shoe stores and drugstores and whatever, things for normal people. So they're up and at it and up and running. The tourist one, the Nakamise, the tourist one going up to the temple, I went up there to see what was going on, and maybe about a fifth of them or so were open. I don't really know, a fifth of them. But there was nobody around, nobody browsing, nobody shopping, just they had their shutters open. I think part of this is there's different plans from the city and from the national government and from different levels of government to do business support. And some of them require that you actually be open and hire employees, and then the government will help pay for them and stuff like that. So a lot of these places have opened so that they can show that they're trying and get the payments and stuff like that. We are actually not eligible for that stuff, and there's two things that are hurting us. One is that we have a brand new business this year. We became a company at the end of the year. So our business here has no comparative record for last year. And to get this money, some of this money from the government, you have to show your sales are less than 50% of what they were in the equivalent time last year. But because this company didn't exist last year, and it's no good saying, it's me. No, that's a different legal entity. So we have no data from last year. So, sorry guys, you're not eligible for that. That's okay, we kind of expected that. And the other thing is, our sales are not less than 50% of last year. The Asakusa shop is zero, but that was 43% of what we did. Last year's total revenue, 43% came from Asakusa. Now that's now dropped to zero. But in opposition to that, we're doing really well online these past few months. The Octopus coming online really, really helped. So we are not below the 50% level from last year. Our printers are all still beavering away printing. The carvers are carving. Shippers, there's 3 ladies shipping. So we're not eligible for that anyway. And Dave here, I can't say I had an argument with Aoyama-san, that's not the right word to use, but we have a different viewpoint on this stuff, on taking this money from the government. And I might be an idiot, but I actually don't think that we should apply for those things, that support subsidy and stuff. I may be an idiot, but if you go back, well, whatever, middle of last year, we were doing really, really well. We had what we thought was a good business model. We had made the investment, built the shop, spent the years to build it up when there was no, when we were young and didn't have orders. We invested huge amounts of money over the past 3, 4, 5, 6 years. But the choice was to build a business that was targeted at tourists. And that was my choice. Government didn't tell me to do that or didn't help me to do that, whatever. That was my choice. I bet on that horse. And we drank the gravy. We did a good job, and we did really, 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 really well. Should be okay, right? No dramatic reason. And now that that's gone, the tourists all of a sudden are not here. I don't see that as the government's fault. Give me money, help me. I bet on that horse. This piece of wood really is soft, honestly soft. Where are we? I'm not catching all of this. Let's have a look. Anything important for me? This is funny. The tourist thing where they plan to pay part of people's vacations. I saw a news report this morning. That went around the world in 15 milliseconds yesterday. One of the agencies here one of the main government agencies, they're whatever, blah, 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 blah. And somebody put out a flyer, a note about something they're thinking about, a promotional plan to help businesses that are in the tourist business, hotels, ryokans, inns, and stuff like this. And they're still thinking about what to do here. But the skeleton of a plan, it said something like they were going to pay half of the accommodation or something, whatever. And some foreign news agency grabbed it and it went around the world, and it sounded like the Japanese government is going to pay half of all your costs if you come to Japan. Airplane, hotel, food, you name it. They're going to, your travel to Japan will be half. At the moment, forget it. It's only domestic right now. The way they're talking about this is only domestic, and it's capped, and it's whatever. So don't get excited. There almost certainly will be some plan like this. It'll be supporting hotels and stuff like this, people that have no other business model. Whether it trickles down to us, I don't know, and I don't care. And as I said before, I'm not going to be one of those people, give me. John, okay, John's found some information on this. That's good. So. But that went crazy yesterday for a while. Oh my God, I can go to Japan. They're going to pay me to go or something, whatever. So. I really am of two minds about the whole thing about what the role of the government should be in this. I mean, a public health issue is clearly a national issue, so it's something that the government should be deeply involved with. Taking care of the virus and stuff like that. Of course, that's a government issue. That's a national issue. I get it. I may be being a bit self-contradictory here. It was just that one aspect of this. I chose to run a certain kind of business that was based on a very small market. Small market meaning a niche market. And because I chose to set up a business that way, I don't think that's anybody else's fault. So of course there's a government role in the whole thing here, running the economy and protecting health and stuff like that, of course. I'm not trying to be some dumb libertarian here. That's not the approach. But I think what I did well about this is that I didn't gamble my whole thing on the tourists. We structured a business that had different aspects to it. The Asakusa Shop and Tourism was one important part of our business. Subscriptions is another part of it, and online sales is another. We sort of got three arrows. It's been a bit of a hit this year that all three of those arrows, because of the postal situation, the tourism is down, the postal system is down, so we can't do any of our business. So. Anyway, we're okay. We're okay. Do I have neck pain or stiffness? No, not at all. I'm just peacefully sitting here, like it's like reading a book. There's nothing. There's no stress, no strain. In the earlier years when I was doing this, yes, there was, because I was sort of too tense at it. But now I'm just sitting here. I'm just sitting here. My head isn't too heavy for my neck. I think that's, These days I don't do this 8, 9, 10 hours a day. When I was younger and in a different situation, before we had the shop, before I hired employees, when I was the only worker here, I did work extremely long hours, early morning, right through the lunch, through the afternoon, right till 10, 11, 12 at night. I never had a problem with it. But these days I don't work such extended hours here at the bench. I'll do today 90 minutes here, full of chatting with you guys, and then I'm off. It'll be programming today. I'll be spending the day in code. Actually, that's not true. I'll be shipping too. I've got to get another FedEx box out of here. So. Yeah, talk about the handouts to keep business running and keep the economy going. I get it. Like, as I said, I'm not a libertarian that says government has no hand in this, of course. So I'm not trying to say nobody should do this or nobody should take this. I get it. I'm not. Just. I'm a taxpayer too. I also pay the taxes. This money that's being handed out, and then the deficits that are building are also my responsibility. So. Anyway, not to make a big deal about it, just to express the idea that I thought, I really do not want to go hat in hand for that stuff, And the other part of it too, that it's more than just me, it's employees, young people who are working here, all of a sudden sort of like have no job. So it's easy for Dave to say, I don't need that money, don't want that money. Meanwhile, the employee is broke and has no work and stuff, In our situation, we actually haven't, quote, laid off, unquote, anybody. There are 2 people in our organization who are sort of suffering lack of work for this. Now, 2 of the people who were doing just shop, the shop staff for the most part last year, Kawai-san has gone up to print, Shiba-san, she's gone over to do carving and printing. Some of the other staff just said, okay, that's it, I don't want to work anymore. There's 2 people only who would like to have been working, but who cannot because the shop is not here. And I had been trying to feed them outside work. We spent a lot more time scanning. If anybody's been watching this, you can see our flea market. The flea market stock, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of prints now in our online flea market. So we're trying to keep work for those people whose shop work disappeared completely. So. But a couple of the rest of them said, no, it's okay, I'm okay, I'll just wait at home, Most of the people who were working for us were either housewives whose husbands have a job, or they were young people who were living at home. So there isn't actually anybody in our organization who is suddenly, oh my God, they're starving on the street. We don't have anybody in that kind of a situation. The landlady phoned yesterday to check on us, how are we doing? And I know she's waiting. She's perhaps been waiting for me to phone her, to ask for a rent thing. Is that okay? The truck noise? I think it's all right, not too bad. Well, something else I know before I forget, and have nothing to do with the conversation we were just having, but something else I meant to ask about. One of our regular viewers to the show is having a baby this morning or today, or I guess there's going to be no updates just yet. Presumably we'll get an update in a few days. I didn't realize that was happening until the last stream. Today's Thursday. The last stream on Monday, I didn't catch the thing going on while it was during the stream. I didn't see it until the stream had closed, and I was reading the chat at lunchtime. But one of the regular viewers was scheduled to have a baby, Andy, the show. And I was so selfish. I didn't see that, didn't say anything, didn't say, So I hope she's... I'm sure it'll be okay. I did feel like an idiot, that I hadn't said anything, whatever. Our own family situation many years ago, 35 years ago, we also had a scheduled birth that way. My second daughter was born on a scheduled operation. So, and I was in there. They let me in, and I brought my camera and got a great set of pictures. Oh my God. My daughter herself was not really interested in seeing them all. There's this lots and lots of blood, and it was really fun. There was nothing. It wasn't a difficult operation from the medical point of view. So. But wow. Yeah, I attended it. I don't remember any problem. I think the guy said, "Hey, you want to go in?" And no, it was all scheduled, so they knew we were going. Got my camera ready and stuff like that. My wife absolutely wanted me there. She wanted me there. She wasn't knocked out. She was on what they call epidural, so something in the back. So she was, knocked out from the waist down. So I sat there and held her hand, and we chatted, and she wanted me there absolutely. But they asked her, "Do you want to watch?" There's a deal in those rooms where this was in Vancouver, Canada, 35 years ago. They've got a mirror system up on the roof. So if she had wanted to watch, she would have been able to sit there and watch in the mirror. But she said, "No thanks, no thanks, no thanks." So they flipped it out of the way. And she just sat there peacefully. And I held her hand and we chatted lightly. And it was one of the most interesting experiences of my life. I saw both of them. Both of my daughters were born that way. The first one was an emergency. It wasn't scheduled, and that was kind of a stressful situation. No camera there. But the second one was not an emergency at all. It was peaceful and scheduled and organized. And great. Well, I can't say great fun. That's not the right word to use for it. But it was really, really, really interesting. I don't have pictures of the last part of it. I got pictures going on and starting and set up and cutting in and all that kind of stuff. But then at one point, of course, the baby's born. They pick up my daughter from me and pick her up. And the nurses take the baby away for a few minutes first. They've got eye drops and the weigh scales and all sorts of checks they run. And then after they've done that sort of stuff, the main doctors are sewing up my wife, and then the nurses brought me the baby. "Put your camera away, Mr. Bull." So I put my camera away, and they gave me this baby, and that's it. That was the end of the photo session. That actually was the end of what I saw, because they gave me this kid, and it turns out she opens her eyes, and the room's all bright, and she's blinking and looking at me, and whatever. I start crying, and what are you going to do? And that was the end of the photo session for that one. So I've got the start and the part way through, but I don't have any photos from the end of it. So what an experience! Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, soup. Oh, is that the bag lady? She's cleaning up out there. Sure. Can you hear that? Sweep, sweep, sweep. She's sweeping her. We can't see her from here. We might see her in the main camera up from here, Tisha. Did she walk by? I don't really know. She might be opening her shutters soon. Who knows? Oh, that's it. Okay, I see. It's a different lady. My mistake. I'm sorry. It's not the bag lady from across the street. It's the lady from the bar down the street where there was a fire 2 years ago. She used to be if I say bar hostess, that sounds terrible. She owns the building there, and she was the mama-san for a bar up on the second floor. And it was a very, I could never get in there. It's a very, very, very high-class place. It was kainse. You don't go in there unless you're going with, somebody's going to take you in there or introduce you. And they were all, it was company presidents and stuff. Like maybe it would be one or two or only three people on any given evening. A very, very small bar. And maybe 10:30 or so, when they're getting ready to close, the black car would appear up the street here, white glove driver. The guy would come downstairs, drop in the car, and she's bowing, and she stands there while he disappears in the distance. It was a very upscale, not upscale is the right word, exclusive bar. Then they had a little fire. It was a really small fire. They must have had a little grill in the kitchen where they could grill some stuff, whatever. And something caught fire, and a bit of smoke went out the window. There was no, giant tragedy here. But somebody called the fire department. And they came, of course. By the time they got here, she had taken care of it herself, whatever, it was all over. But they're like, I didn't know there was a bar here. That was the end of her business. So she shut it down and turned it into the second floor up there is now it's a rental place for somebody living. So. Actually, she's a real nice lady. Lots of history. She knows much. She was probably born in that building or something. I have no idea. Lots and lots of history. Quite a nice lady. A different world that I know nothing about. I don't know. She must have a million stories. She could never tell them, but whatever. Very pleasant lady, actually. Very pleasant lady. She's quite friendly to me now. The first few years I was here, people like that, they're not unfriendly at all. They're just not friendly. I mean, if you know what I mean. They're just sort of distant and cool. Because from their point of view, the new person coming to open a new business on the street like this, they've seen it all before. People open a business, they're here for a few months, 1 year, 2 years, and then out they go, bang. So from her point of view, there's no reason to invest in becoming specifically friendly. She wasn't, as I said, not friendly, but not. But now she's come around. I know our business is obviously we're 6 years. Businesses that survive 6 years, they're pretty much, barring catastrophe, they're of course up and in the running. So now it's fine. She chats with me and. You pay your dues. You spend your time. You pay your time. Is this it? Just a few blobs here and there, highlights in and among the soup, the meatballs. We've got this. I haven't cut these out yet, and at the moment I am not going to cut them out just yet. We're going to do some test printing first. Some of you were the other day, you were on me about this. This is supposed to match plus and minus the other block underneath it, and I don't quite know where they are. So we're going to leave this all solid until we've done test printing, and then if it looks like something sensible to do, we'll cut out those two highlights. Over the years, I've really, really learned, when in doubt, don't cut, leave it. You can always cut more later, but putting it back in is trouble. Okay, I think we've cut this, and I think now, actually, that's an important stage in these chibi prints. I think we've done all the cutting. This one is cut, waiting for Mr. Persuader. This one is cut, waiting for Mr. Persuader. What have we got? This one is already persuaded, and it's already cleared and flattened. This one is partly persuaded. I think we are about to make some noise. Now we'll find out how our microphone setup works. Okay, I'll need your feedback on this once we start this, because there is a compressor set on this now. I tested a bunch of different compression settings the other day. So what I'll do is I will start this lightly, and I'll need your feedback on whether it's okay. You know, warning for everybody, if you're on headphones, be careful. We are about to make some noise. I think it may just be okay, because the compressor will take care of this, I think, but stand by. And plan B is I can physically move the microphone out onto the chair down there. It's the same microphone we're using. Akasaka Mitsuke, that's a different level. You're talking now about embassies and company presidents from the upscale. That's a really big deal. Remember, Asakusa is a kind of a, I was going to say low class. That's not the right word to use. This was the entertainment prostitute district back hundreds of years ago. In more modern Tokyo, there are higher class, like I said, the embassy district, stuff like that, entertainment districts. But there are people who like the feeling over here. So her customers in the big black cars may have been, you know, that kind of person, but they were not slumming, but they liked the funkier feeling of an Asakusa mood rather than the polished, extremely, you know, polished way that it would be done over on the west side of Tokyo. All of this is theoretical to me. I've never been in my life in a place like that, and never will be. So we're Shitamachi. This is the downside, the lower side. Okay, just some little testing here. Just tapped. Okay, you're all ready. Is this a tragedy, or are we okay? The compressor, I think, should be. Feedback, please. One guy says no problems. One guy says ouch. Somebody says sounds fine. I think we'll move ahead. What I can do, two things. I can drop the slider down, or I can move the microphone away. Let me do some real banging, and let's see. I'll also, let me drop this back a bit. Where are we here? Mutual. You can see I've got a post on my bench here that's going to hold this. Okay, let's give this a go. Glasses change. This is really, really soft wood, so there's no way. I don't need to be, you know, massively doing this. Okay, I'll give it a go here. Let's see what happens. Okay, it sounds like we're good to go. Could it be that finally, after all these years, we've got our audio problem solved? Could it be? Could it be? Could it be? So I have to pay attention here. The festival in Saxony, that should have been last week actually. The Great Sanja Matsuri Festival was scheduled for last week. It's of course, off. Not too much more, only about 3 or 4 minutes of this smashing, and then we'll be back to quiet work. So. Gross. How's the audio out there? Is he speaking Japanese? Grains are wrong both ways here. Yeah, both ways. The grain's nearly flat, so whichever way you come through here, it's wrong. So we'll get around it. Okay, just a couple more minutes here, we'll be away. The vacuum cleaner lady's late today to show. She normally comes about 8:30. She does the hotel lobby there. What's this? What's this? Stories. I can't read with those glasses on, I'm sorry. What's the question here? I saw Dave dressed up and dancing with a lady at a small party a couple of doors down from local Hong Kong. Please confirm. Were you here that day, Ken? No way, you weren't here. What are you talking about? Oh, NHK. Yeah. The program was, it was Chris Pepler, Tokyo 2020i. Tokyo 2020i on NHK. This would be a couple of years ago on NHK. And if they sometimes put them up on demand or not on demand, whatever. So if you Google, maybe it's on our YouTube channel. If you Googled NHK World Tokyo 2020i Asakusa, there will come up the program. If it's not there now, they will be showing it later. And yeah, there was a scene at a dance party in the antique shop, which is behind our building here. And the guy and wife, his wife, the couple who run the antique shop, they have a soiree once a month on the first Sunday of the month. I'm not sure if they're still doing it under the current situation. I guess not permitted. And because their shop is dedicated to clothing and antiques from the Taisho era, their soiree, monthly soiree, has the rule: you must wear Taisho era clothes to come to the event on Sundays. And I didn't have any, but the NHK producer knew how to solve that problem. So they gave me some gear, some Taisho gentleman's gear. It was sort of a half Western, half Japanese get-up. And I went to the dance party. Luckily, I saw the finished program, and they included a bit of the dancing. But very luckily, they didn't include any of the singing. No, there were no strippers there. It's a casual, There's a serious thing behind that, The guy and his wife who run that place, he used to be a heavy metal guitarist. This is the story. I didn't know him back then, but he used to be a heavy metal guitarist. You name it. Headbanging, whatever. And the way the story goes, the way he tells the story is he's on stage one day, thrashing this thing and whatever, and he stops, and the thing's all going on. He says, what am I doing with my life? Or something. This is the way he tells the story. I don't know what actually happened in the middle of a gig or whatever. And he says he just put the guitar down and walked off stage. And restructured his life, and came to feel that modern stuff, we consume things and make things and throw them away and whatever. So his shtick now, and I shouldn't say shtick, that sounds impolite. His thing now is he works with pre-war level stuff, clothes and furniture and household accessories and whatever. Buys them old, refixes them, puts them out into the world. His own clothes. He doesn't wear anything post-war. His bicycle. Is that it? We might be able to see his bicycle. I'm not sure if that's his bike or not, down past the floating stand there. His bicycle is a 1927 Humber model, whatever. And he's a real nice guy. He convinced his wife to go along with him on this, and they're trying to live as much as they can in that era. And he's not an idiot. I didn't make the joke. When you when you get a toothache, do you go to a 1920s dentist? And he says, no, come on, Dave, please get real. I recognize that there are, the modern world has value. But a lot of the modern world, he rejects the idea of really ridiculous garbage consumerism. So he's trying in his own little way to just push back a little bit against that stuff. And his shop is full of the Taisho era things, and he lives that way. Okay, enough banging. Is that what he said when he put his guitar down? Enough head banging. Okay, enough banging. Let's get to the quiet side of this. Oh, somebody's found a video on YouTube, is it? Good, good, good. Do I know what band? I have no idea if it was a rehearsal band or a pro. Or he wasn't famous or anything, but he was just, that was his thing, heavy metal. That's the story he tells. I know nothing more than that. Now I'll need the light because I need the side light here to see the striations. Next step here now, of course, is to remove, I left too many striations. I should have been a bit more careful with my chisel, but we'll rip them off here with this thing now. What's his name, the guitarist? His name is Isamoto-san. I don't know his first name. Isamoto. He runs the business here called Hotaru Do, the House of the Fireflies, Hotaru Do. It's in Lonely Planet. The Lonely Planet hit up the street. They put us in, and they put his shop in as well. So if you Google Asakusa Hotaru Do or Taisho Antiques Asakusa, there might be some stories about him. Is there show and tell today? I spent the hour before the stream messing around with audio. Okay, we have today the show and tell from last, was it Monday? There was a book I showed you, the book of pictures of old craftsmen. It was a two-part book. It's still sitting on the floor here. Let's see. Part two of the Tachibana Minko book of old craftsmen. I didn't specifically create a separate show and tell, sir. I spent the microphones. Fridge and stuck in the middle here. My mother's probably upset about this. Okay, the idea now is to make this fairly smooth. the last couple of days I've done a bunch of work on getting the, I can't say script, that's the wrong word, getting the plan ready for the next video. It'll be David's Choice number 11. We're going to walk down the Tokaido. And the problem with that for the theme of a video, of course, is that there's 55 freaking prints in the set, So how do you balance between looking at the prints and talking and explaining what the thing is? It's not just one single print set. We have dozens and dozens of different examples of the Tokaido prints here. I tried to list up actually how many Tokaido prints I have here getting ready for this video, and I have no idea. I can't count. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. So I'm not quite sure how to go about this. The video will need to explain for those who don't know what it is. It will have to explain the concept of what the Japanese Tokaido, the road, was. And then we'll talk about how it affects woodblock printmaking and all the other stuff. But instead of just this dude blabbing for 20 minutes, we want to show the prints. So I'm not quite sure how to balance that. Some of the recent David's Choice videos, they're like the first part is the exposition, the explanation of what it is, and then Dave says, okay, I'm just going to shut up and we'll just pan over the prints for a while. And I guess we can do that, but now you can hear the bottles and glass, right? The truck down there. The truck must have come. We can't see anything because it's just past that bicycle at the left. You can hear though, their glasses and cans. The truck has come and he's going to pick up all those recyclables. Yeah, the YouTube count, we're nearly at the silver plaque. That's interesting. Although actually, I believe that program is on hold. There was a note from the YouTube Creators channel on the blog there. Somebody had got to the level of gold plaque or whatever, 10 million subscribers, whatever. I'm like, when am I going to get my plaque? When am I going to get my plaque? And there was a note on the blog from one of the YouTube staff that says, actually, we can't get to that right now because of the everybody's working separately and stuff like this. So that just could be Dave's luck, I've got 98,000. No, I forget what the number is. I don't want to go back to we've got we're within a few weeks of getting our 100,000 subscribers. But it could be just at the time when YouTube says, okay, we're not going to do that anymore. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. So. There's also another plan. I guess, can I talk about this without seeming to be teasing and also getting feedback here? When you look at the YouTube channel of ours, there's, a really wide variety of stuff. Some of the videos are really hardcore printmaking, putting color on the block, rubbing it, making it print. It's really of interest. Basically, people want to try doing this. And other stories are, storytelling. Dave has chatted about his previous life or meeting a carver or whatever. And the undoubted fact of that channel, whether we like it or not, is the videos that have the most views are not the ones specifically about printmaking. For the most part, they're, Dave telling stories or something. So when you think about what videos to make going forward, of course I'm going to keep making videos about printmaking. That's what we do. おはようございます。どうも。最初ないですか？はい、こちら置いてきます。はい、いいですか？お願いします。
はい、またお願いします。
ありがとうございました。I wonder if that's something we could show and tell. I don't remember what it was. Did I get something? Let me just check at the back here. Yeah, so in the video, while I'm talking, roll, do a scan, print roll on the side, you know, the problem with that is it's no problem to show a bunch of images. Here's one, here's one, here's one, here's one, here's one. But what I like to do with these videos is grab something and look at it intently and intensely and close up and show why it's so beautiful. So I'm not just interested in putting 100 prints in front of people's eyes while we roll on, you know. You can see the images anywhere. The internet is full of Japanese print images. What I want to do is not show many images, but show some, and super focus intently on, hey, look, you know, I can see something here. Maybe you haven't seen this. Let me show you what's going on here. But the problem there is that needs talking. So it's how to balance between talking and explaining and showing the physical thing itself. We did that really well with one print. That video I made back there, where there's just one print, the whole video is just about one piece of paper. And that was okay. But how do I do that with the Tokaido series when it's 55 images and I've got 10 different versions of this and different... So I don't know. I've got ideas coming, but I'm not quite sure how to take it forward. I'll find a way, but whatever. How's our time? What is it? 9:10. We're okay. My God, where's the time gone? What have we done today? Nothing. I can't put it in the back, and we've got a finished wood surface on the back, and if I let too many crumbs and things here back in scraps, it starts to hurt the back side. So I've got to keep remembering to keep the back flat here. Sorry, printing upstairs. So Day-chan is upstairs today. Tomorrow it'll be Day-chan and Ishikawa-san. Both of them, they would prefer to work here. Also, Chon-san, the carver, came yesterday here because he was doing his own persuading, and he can't do that at home because his neighbors get upset. I wonder why. Have I thought about doing a viewer's choice? You know, this is an idea. I know there's a few related ideas here. One is that, like you mentioned, what did you actually mention here? Do a bunch of choices and people pick one. I guess that's okay. The downside with that is you get a bunch of disappointed people and a few people happy. You know, related one, what I thought about doing, in fact, one of these videos is doing, what do you call it? Send in your questions. You know, do for a few weeks, put something up on the channel or whatever, send in questions, and Dave will pick from those questions something that he is able to explain and show that will make interesting content. And that might be a viable idea, get a bit better feedback interaction with the people watching, and also things that I would never have thought about, but people need answering. The downside there is it's probably going to be the same bunch of questions, you know, like, do you speak Japanese? What's your favorite hobby? And stuff like this. I'm not interested in that, so. AMA, we did an AMA. Jed and I did an AMA actually a bunch of years ago, so. I mean, it's not like I'm short of things to talk about. We're not running out of ideas for the YouTube channel. The collection upstairs, I can just close my eyes and grab anything. And of course, it could become a topic for a good video. So it's not like we're out of ideas, you know. Also, it's not just me too. I know Cameron, of course. I know when he was working here in Saxa, he was also spending time doing some video editing, of course. And he has a bunch of projects. And if he heard me, if he was here today, if he hears me talking about what should I do for next video, he's saying, I've got 20 projects lined up for you. What are you asking such a stupid question for? He's got a lot of stuff that he would like us to be doing. And I know. Oops, wrong way. Yeah, the papermaker chip. So Cameron spent a lot of time up with, it's not the papermakers. He took a bunch of video up on one of the places that are supplying mulberry fiber, and prepared a ton of video. And he's sort of given it to me. He's edited it into rough format, and it's okay. There will be an interesting video in there, but my problem with that one right now is that it doesn't finish. All the most popular videos on the channel, and this is absolutely a thing, the most popular videos on the channel are the ones that have caught people. They're the ones where there's sort of there's a story, there's a stream. We start talking about something or showing something, and people listen and they get wrapped up, and where's it going, and there's a story, and it comes, and there's the finish, and there we are, and go home, and thank you very much. And Cameron prepared a whole bunch of video for me about the paper-making process, but it doesn't get to the end. It's just sort of, here's a bit, then there's another bit, and here's some guy doing something. And it's really, really difficult to make a stream out of it, to make a story out of it. And that's why I've sort of hesitated and postponed. I took a look at all his footage. Is Cameron here today? I don't know, he might be in. So anyway, we talked about this a little bit himself too, so it's not... I can't find a way to make a story about it where I can put this video up and say, okay, people, we're going to do something really fun today. We're going to see this. And I can start it. And we get up and we get going, and it doesn't go anywhere. And I'm really, really hesitant to start a story that I can't. I'm talking about making video here, not just blabbing here on the stream. But so I don't know. That's why I keep sort of looking at that one again and looking at it again and then postponing and saying, let's get some more video or whatever I do. What's your time? 9:16. No camera today. Okay, good. Okay, so I guess we should have a look at that show and tell. I guess I'm not sure if it's 15 minutes worth, but the mailman just brought a box. Let's see. It could be. Okay, hang on a sec. Don't tell Sam. Let me grab something. Hang on a second. recognize the name. It's to us. I don't recognize the name. I don't remember what it is. Let's have a look. If only I had a knife. No. Oh, I know what this is. It's way smaller than I thought it was going to be. I know what this is. This is peripheral to our business. Okay, you guys might have fun with this. And in fact, it may be... I know what this is. In our own business, we make... No, it's not matchbook covers. I know. In our own business, we make prints and we try and send them out with some way to display them. But a bunch of our print sets, we have boxes, cases made from Paulownia wood in Japan. Paulownia cases. Paulownia was used for... What? So I have the searches, Google searches and Google things to let me know when news about Paulownia boxes or wood or whatever. And the other day, this is weeks ago, this has been delayed in shipping a couple of weeks. A couple of weeks ago, there was a guy put up an auction of Paulownia wood. And I'm like, it hit my alerts, and I'm like, I want to find out about this. And it wasn't wood, it was boxes. 50, as in 50 Paulownia boxes. Like... It looks like a little jewelry box. It's got blurred writing on the top. Sotsugyo Kinen, in memory of your graduation, from Kawamura Jo something in, a Kawamura Ladies Institute, graduation in memory of your graduation. There must have been like a pin or a brooch or something in there. And these came up on Yahoo auction, and nobody wanted them. And like for a few bucks, I thought, whatever. And maybe some of our viewers or whatever could have some use for these. It's kinen. This is I can't read the first one. Something song kinen in memory. It's a chrysanthemum mark. These are all things where there would have been a little medal or a pin or a brooch or a pin. Nobody would just give you a pin. It would be in a little box, and you take it off and put it in your jacket. These are so cool. So some jeweler or whatever must have taken all the pins and melted them down. He's got all these boxes. Yeah, business association. So, look at that. Anyway, we have a whole bunch of tiny Paulownia boxes. No idea what to do with them. If anybody's interested, right the camera. You just know what he's got. It just goes down and down and down and down. They look like they're mostly the same size. What I should maybe do for a test, if I take the belt sander, if I put some of these lightly on the belt sander, it would take off the lettering that's on there, and it would leave just a nice, beautiful little Paulownia box. Oh, look at that. It's got a mark inside. It's too small. I can't see that. Hyogo City... Something, I can't read. Akiba, that's Akihabara. Anyway, there they are. Oh, somebody's name's on this one. Wow. Cool. Nothing to do with woodblock printmaking. Nothing to do with woodblock. Okay. I don't think they'll hold a rubber stamp. They are pretty thin, They're pretty thin. They would just hold, like I said, a pin or a brooch or something. They're not big enough to hold meishi, I don't think. That's you can see the thickness there, about my finger thickness. No. These are not test pieces. These are the thing itself. When, as I said, when you're giving a pin or something to somebody, it would have been very, very common. Of course, you present things properly. This is the land of packaging, to show. This is Kotsu Anzen, road safety. Oh, this is from a shrine. A shrine, something hara jingu. A shrine in somewhere, a Kotsu Anzen, and then another bunch of characters I can't read, 8 something something. So this would have been, maybe you pay your money at the shrine and you get an amulet that's going to protect you from road safety, whatever, and there it is. It's in its little presentation box, and there you've got it. So if you think this is interesting and you want one or something like this, I don't know how we would post them. That's a sort of postage would cost more than whatever. Anyway, there they are. Drop Cameron a note if you think you might like to nibble at one of those or whatever. Okay. I forget what the auction was, $10, $20, something like that. Nobody else wanted it. And I shouldn't have looked at it. It's nothing to do with our business, but whatever. It just looked so cool. Okay, we've seen book 1 the other day. Let's take... Actually, somebody's got... That would be... Those match label prints they show, they would go nicely inside there. If you had a group of those 10 match label prints or something, they would go nicely in there. Ask Audrey-san if she wants them for her wedding. Is she not married yet? Okay, we looked at book 1 the other day. Let's see what's in book 2. It was kind of fun trying to figure out what all these people are doing, what these different craftsmen are doing. So let's see. And again, I haven't looked at this in years, so what we have to there's a Japanese book published in 1770 by Tachibana Minko called the Shokunin Buri, investigation of different types of craftsmen, Shokunin Buri. This is part 2. The original was 1770. This is Taisho, again I forget, it's Taisho 5. John Becker is our Taisho man here. He'll tell me it's 1916 or 1917. This is a Taisho era reproduction in woodblock of the original book. John's got it, 1916. So here we are. Let's have a look. And we're going to be zooming in and zooming out and zooming in and zooming out. Let's see what these different craftsmen, craftswomen are doing. So this book itself now is over 100 years old, made in 1916. It's now 2020, and it's in really, really nice condition. We've talked about it before. It's the Taisho era, very hard, very black carving, very sharp, very correct, very clinical. In some cases, not so pleasant. This lady clearly is making fans. She's got a stock of the paper behind her or the prints that have been made in face, and she's doing the folding and putting the bamboo parts inside. It must be winter. She has her hibachi standing by to keep her warm. That was easy enough. This lady, same workshop, same thing. She's got her paste tray with her brush, some chopsticks to work with. Oh no, maybe these are the bamboo parts that go inside. This lady is doing the folding of the paper, it seems, then, and this lady is doing the insertion of the bamboo. So that one's easy enough to understand. What have we got next? Well, it seems like a koto. It seems like this guy is making a koto. And is this the same workshop? All right, you got me on this one now. I assume it's the same workshop. They're talking to each other. What is he doing that's related to making a koto? Is the thing in his mouth a pipe, or is it part of his job? My guess is this is break time. He's lighting his pipe. He's got a tea canister or something here, and a little tiny brazier lighting his pipe. But I could be full of it. That could be totally wrong. I think that's another pipe. Job related or break time? No idea. No idea. Musicians and drugs. Okay, fair enough. What's this guy up to? Oh, we know what this one's doing. He's carving a mask. It's called a no men, the mask for use in the no theater. This is pretty straightforward, I think. And look at this, he's doing just what Ito-san did. He carves with takes his glasses off to look at it and inspect it. Look at this. No, he's not sitting on a person. It's a mask. It's a mask. It's a mask. And this either is his assistant or somebody else in the workroom or a customer or whatever. おはようございます。はい。あ、11番ですよね。そうか、ありがとうございます。ごめん、いつも注文遅くなりますが、はい。ごめん、今マスクかけてないんで申し訳ない。はい、ちょっと待ってください。はい。ありがとうございます。そう、ちょうどありがとうございます。はい、申し訳ない、注文もうちょっと早い間に出しますから。はい、OK。ありますか。はいはいはい。OK。はい、このものはご存知かわからないんですが、作品に絵師の名前とか作品に写すために見ました？ちょっと待ってください。そうですね。私たちは木版画使いますが、これ。だから作品名とか、職人の名前ですね。お客さんが読めるようになりますから。
前テレビに出て谷中の方にいらっしゃいませんでした？
どこで？
谷中。ずっとここでいらした。
まあ作者は6年前から。その前は青梅市ですが。
青梅市ですか。そう。西東京ですね。
そうですね。そう。
谷中で
そう、NHK の協力でなんていう番組ですね。そう、街に歩いてるような番組にも参加しましたですが、そう
一度見たことを
そう1年前から特にありますから。ど
うですか、観光客は
もうゼロでしょ。ゼロだから今ネット販売でしょ。
ネット販売。
そうです。お店はもう誰もある。今閉店、ずっと閉店ですが、商売は OK。ネット販売やります。そうです。その協力本当にありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。はい、よろしくどうぞ。
どうも、thank you. Sorry, it's of course this is the what happened was we're doing the sorry about that. Excuse me. This is the guy from the company that makes our Jushima, the polymer plates that we do for embossing. And Suga-san called me a few days ago. She said, Dave, where's the polymer plate for putting Randall's name in on the first Neko, the first 8 cats? And I'm like, I forgot. So we put a rush order in with this guy. So this is the polymer plate. I now today send this instantly to Suga-san, and it's the polymer plate for the first of the cats. It's Evening Snow, Randall Hall, and then the next one, Night Rain, Jonathan Huff. This is the designer's name for the first 2 prints in the cat series. And Suga-san, she should be finished today. Yeah, hand delivered because we really did ask for a rush. We forgot this. Suga-san's waiting for it right now. So actually, he should have delivered it to her place, but it's too far away. So he's bringing it to me. I will send it express post, and she will get it tomorrow morning. It could have been posted to her directly from his place, but I guess Cameron said, rush. Let's go with this. Whatever. Okay, what time is it? It's 9:30. Oh my God, past. Let's do a quick flip then, just through to the end of this, to see what we've got. If you don't want to stay, just whatever. Another old guy. We have clearly this is a brush maker. He's got a comb or something. He's preparing fibers. And he is making brushes. Oh, look at this. He's doing the inspection. Meanwhile, over here, the little lady is doing all the work. Is that a little lady? Maybe. She's combing out hair, getting it all lined up, obviously ready for making brushes. So she's either an assistant or whatever. You're talking about weird glasses, but this is 1770, guys. 1770. Like people have got glasses in Japan in 1770. So don't give me some crap about how weird it is. I mean, my God, they must have been, wow, glasses. Huh? What's next? You tell me what's next. What is going on here? I guess it's a potter, is it? Somebody's saying here it's a potter. This is about, does it spin? There's no kick here. He's got his foot up. I think it's a circular stand that presumably goes around. He's got his wire that they use to cut the clay off. But maybe he's making shallow, okay, so he's, on the top of this, he's making these shallow things. He will cut them off with a string and lay them out one by one by one by one by one. What are these? Oh, I see. Oh, okay, here we go. His wife or whatever, when the assistant's working with lumps of clay, they're making, this is greenware, I guess, ready for going in the kiln. So he must have some sort of stand. He puts a lump of clay on top, turns it round and makes a shape, and then takes them off one by one by one. But I don't see how it spins. He just turns it by himself. I don't know. No idea. Baron cookies. Let's go through. Oh, here. We've got to zoom out for this one. Oh, we know what this one is. In fact, no, this hasn't changed. They still do it like this. He's sewing on the top of a tatami. There are machines for this, but still, now and then in the back streets, you will see a guy in the front door. He's got the roll of tape, putting it on the edge of the tatami, and he is sewing it on. You can still see this in Tokyo these days. A lot of it, of course, is done. They've got a tatami sewing machine in their workshop, but a lot of it is still done by hand. Well, I say a lot. Very few people buy tatami anymore, but whatever. What's this? The kid's getting in the way. What's the work? Oh, I know this one. This is the assistant who is pulling these strings. You can see how this works, right? The assistant is pulling left, right, left, right, left, right. He's the lathe operator. This is the lathe, and our friend here is making. He's making a bunch of stuff. He's making a top. Maybe he's making only tops, or is he making canisters as well? No idea. Yeah, and more funky glasses. The lathe operator who's being bothered by the kid. What's next? We have a Shoguya-san. This is his job is making scrolls. He won't be drawing or writing or doing the artwork on the scroll. He will be taking the artwork and with his paste brush, laying it down, cutting everything to size. This is making scrolls. And this is still done here in Tokyo. They are expensive craftsmen. And I don't know what the guy, Shogu. Well, kakijiku is the scroll itself. Kakemono kakijiku is the scroll, and his name. I'm sorry not to be more on top of it. What's next? What is he doing? I haven't looked at this book for years. I don't remember these. Oh, this is Hanafuda. Just a minute, over here. Okay, here we are. Okay, the craftsman is drawing, painting, whatever. He would have a woodblock printed single color sheet, and he is touching it up with his vermilion pigment. And this is a set of cards, Hanafuda. These are cards. This is not Hyakunin cards. The set that's here are Hanafuda cards. So do your painting, chop them up, and this young boy must be doing something. They're going in the basket. Is he doing the final flattening? What's he got? It's going around by his hand, but he's also got a treadle. Wait. How does this work? What's this part of it? That must be a counterweight, like a flywheel, to keep the thing running, cannot? He's got to coordinate his hand rolling with the treadle. Why do you need both? Interesting. So the cards have been glued onto a backing sheet, and this is doing the pressing, and they're going into the basket. I'm not 100% sure why you'd need two ways to do this. You roll this around, that goes around. Well, there's no gearing, so I guess you have to have both of them rolling. So he used his foot to roll the bottom one and his hand to roll the top one. If they'd had a bit of gearing, it would have taken care of that, but whatever. Is the foot applying the pressure? You push that down, pull that down, that would turn this. I don't think so. I don't know. No idea. No idea. Let's move along. Oh, an umbrella maker. Bagasa. Okay, this one's easy. He's got a bamboo frame. He's made the bamboo frame first. And now he's got the sheets of paper ready with a paper cutter and some kind of thing to lay it down, brushing on the paste, and away you go. This one is straightforward. He's got a little thing here. Look at this. He's got a stand that the umbrella sits in. Cool. What's this? This is a stone milling. Oh, I see. He is making, I believe, I'm going to guess here, he's making the stones that are used for grinding flour. This will be the, once it's up and running, that's the top stone, this is the bottom stone. You put the stick in the hole here and you roll around and round and round. And my guess is he's the man who is making these stones. The tool he's got is creating these grooves. More drugs. Light up together. But I guess some guy just from the local festival happened to drop by in his dragon suit. Okay. Okay. A few more. What's this guy? Can we guess? He's got a flat stone, or he's got a little bunch of round things. Are they needles? Yes, it says hari, needles. So he is some kind of needle maker. She's packaging them, obviously sliding them one by one into a package. What's he doing? Rolling them back and forth. Roll, 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 roll. Sanding them, scraping them, shaping them, finishing them, polishing them. Sharpening. Is that the tips getting sharpened on? Why would you need such a huge sharpening stone? If that was a greedy stone and he's rolling the tips, would that sharpen them? I don't know. Open to suggestions. My guess is maybe sharpening. What's next? Okay, inkstone. This is an inkstone maker. He's got a few chisels. He's chiseling out an inkstone. Here are some finished stones. So he's chiseling the shape in an inkstone that will be used by calligraphers. Oh, I see. And his assistants are actually sawing up the raw materials. They're sawing up rock stones ready for him to do the next step on. Look at that. How's that for a job? Get sawing rocks. Oh, that's it. We're done. I thought there was a few more pages left. There are. The colophon stuff I cannot read. But the original reproduction of the original colophon, which had advertisements for other books too. Well, the researchers really get lots of value out of these advertisements. They find information on other books. And here's the Taisho, the 1916. I saw something going by. Somebody said, Dave, please scan this and get it online. They want to see these. This book is online in many, 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 many places. I think the British Museum has their full copy online. The Japanese National Library, the Diet Library, has their copy online. If you Google for Tachibana Minko, I'll put the guy's name in. This is the Western spelling, Tachibana Minko. That's the designer's name. And the Western transliteration of the book's name is Shokunin Craftsman Burui. Burui is shurui, variation, so a variety of different types of craftsmen. So the images are online, images of the original 1770 book. So there's no way I can spend some time mucking around with this. Very nice, very delicate. Beautiful work. I didn't talk about what was going on in the manufacture. Did you see, for example, like look at this guy's blue kimono. Gradation down, gradation down, gradation down. So it hasn't been done with one woodblock for his blue clothing. It's been done with 3 separate pieces of wood, and it would need 3 separate impressions to make that color. Because if you have a gradation here, it can't be on the same piece of wood as for the next one. This zone here are on 2 separate pieces of wood. So somebody has gone to a very, very lot of time and effort to make this thing. Look at this too, gradations in the flowers. Same thing. Do you see it? The petals are on different blocks. Okay, enough. I gotta get out of here. I gotta ship to Sugi-san, I gotta ship to Jed-san, and I gotta get busy on the programming. There are a million jobs waiting for me. I'll be back again here Saturday morning. Any feedback too, audio and stuff, it looks like we might finally have got the audio problem solved. And it was a setting inside the camera that allowed it to output audio while it's on standby mode, which before I couldn't figure out how to do. I think we're okay. Thanks again. See you on the weekend, Friday night or Saturday. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye for now.